I want to tell you very important details about handling this trick. First of all, after you perform this, for example, here you have all performance, ChatGPT said it's Queen of Hearts, magic trick happened. After this is very important. You have to take spectator's phone, you have to go here, and you have to delete this trick. Delete this dialogue with ChatGPT. Because if you do not delete this, then spectator can open his ChatGPT, he can go there, go up and see what happened there. This can happen if you do not delete your dialogue with ChatGPT. So every time you need to delete this. This is important, so don't forget to do it. Now let's speak about different versions of ChatGPT. As you know, there is 3 versions right now. ChatGPT 4, and you have to pay for this. ChatGPT 4o, you don't have to pay for this. And ChatGPT 3.5. ChatGPT 4, you have to pay to use this version of ChatGPT, and you may need this to perform some tricks. For example, all tricks that use image generation, you need to perform it in ChatGPT 4, because only ChatGPT 4 has a function to generate image. I'm sure that soon they will make this function also for free, and there won't be problems about this. But now, if you want to make a trick that uses image generation, you have to ask people who has ChatGPT 4. And if someone says, I have, you perform this trick. If no one has ChatGPT 4, you just cannot perform this. Or you can perform this from your phone, but I think it's not so cool, because it's better to perform from others' phone. It's much more fuller. But all other tricks, beside image generation tricks, you can make from ChatGPT 4o that is for free. And this is very good news. But here is important thing about handling from the browser. Now I'll explain you what is the difference between ChatGPT 4o and ChatGPT 3.5. So, for example, your spectator has logged into his ChatGPT in his browser. That means that he will use ChatGPT 4o, because everybody who is logged in now using ChatGPT 4o. If your spectator has never tried to communicate with ChatGPT and he didn't logged in his browser in ChatGPT, then he will use ChatGPT 3.5. So OpenAI lets you to use ChatGPT even without logging in and registration, but they let you use the dumbest version, ChatGPT 3.5. If you logged in, then you will use wise, clever version ChatGPT 4o. And what happens if your spectator has never tried ChatGPT and he didn't log in and he has ChatGPT 3.5? Good question. Let me show you what is the difference. Here you can see ChatGPT 3.5. This doesn't have any problems with design of dialogue, but it has another problem. ChatGPT 3.5 is not clever enough to understand the concept of blank message. As you remember, blank message is very important for us to hide our previous dialogue. Here, he cannot send us blank message, but he can send us one dot. So in this case, our prompt changed a little bit in this way. Let me show you. Here, in the end of our prompt, it says that ChatGPT has to respond us with one dot. Not with blank message, like it was before, but with one dot. And if we send it to ChatGPT, as you see, he does this. He responds us with one dot, you can see it here, and then all the tricks works. It's good. So ChatGPT can have only the dot. And of course this looks worse than blank message, but it is still okay, because I performed this way a lot of times, because in my country there's a lot of people who use ChatGPT, but also a lot of people who don't use ChatGPT, and I was in a situation where people have seen ChatGPT first time in their life when I performed this trick. So it has one dot, people don't think, oh, it is strange, they just don't think about this. And good news is that when you use ChatGPT, it has, you see this this thing, it actually hides the dot. This thing says that something about confidentiality of information, stuff like this, and it hides his response to me. So this is wonderful. I can just start the trick and ask him to make a card. And it will begin. Of course, you will see the dot here, but again, I was worried about how people will react to this, and I promise you, no one ever asked me about why here is the dot. This is true. But of course, I want it to be as clean as possible, so that's why it's of course better to show it with blank message than with the dot. But here you can ask me, Pasha, and how do we know does he has logged in or he's not? And what if I copied the prompt with a blank message and now I know that I should have the dot? I will tell you. I have wonderful solution for this situation, because now we have this ending of each prompt. If you understand, send us a blank message. If I'm speaking to ChatGPT 3.5, please answer me to this with one dot. So every prompt is now universal. You send it, and if it's ChatGPT 3.5, it will send dot. If it's clever ChatGPT, it will send a blank message. That's all. So if you want to perform trick with picture generation, for example, ACAP, you need to ask your audience who here has ChatGPT 4. And usually someone has ChatGPT 4. And actually, I think soon this will be in past, because ChatGPT very often becomes new and better, and I guess that picture generation soon will be in the free version. But now you have to ask this question. And very important, look here. If you have to ask this question, it breaks a little bit flow of your setup. Because when you, in usual situation, you take spectator's phone and you ask him, just do you use ChatGPT while you typing inside Safari? And this is important. You don't have to say people that you want to perform trick with ChatGPT before you took their phone. Because in the right case, you say, give me please your phone and open your browser. You take the phone, and while you're typing, you ask about ChatGPT. If you ask about ChatGPT before you took their phone, people can say, oh yes, I have ChatGPT, and open this right away and give you just ChatGPT. But you need to make our secret prompt to their phone. And it will be strange if you go to the browser and return to the app. That's why it's very important that you do not say that you are going to perform trick with ChatGPT before you start doing it. So it would be okay that you go to browser first. But in this case, when you have to ask who has ChatGPT 4 with picture generation, you cannot avoid this. So that's what you're going to do. For example, someone says you, yes, I have, and you say, oh, wonderful, give me please your phone. And you don't say open ChatGPT. And if he just gives you phone, you go to Safari and you do your thing, and that's okay. But even if person opened ChatGPT and gave it to you, you say, oh, actually I'm not sure does it work from application. I have tried this from web version. Don't you mind if I go to web version? And then you go to Safari and do your thing, go to Google and go to ChatGPT. And then, if you actually want to use application, then when you have gone there, you say, okay, let's try this application, let's try. I think it can work. And that's totally okay. Actually, this is a little bit strange, but it seems like usual situation, like, oh, okay, let's do this. So this is a quite good excuse while you do everything of this. So I perform this trick very much, so I know all the excuses that you need. So yeah, now I'm telling you everything that's very important. So just keep in mind that this situation with ChatGPT 4 can be a little bit more complicated than usual, and you will be fine, because if you prepare to this, it's okay. But actually, you don't have to worry, because as you remember, you have a bunch of different tricks at the same screen, and you can choose at the moment. Now we know how whole system works, and I want to show you again how to do the whole process of the routine when you perform with someone's phone. So this is spectator's phone, this is my application. Now I want to show one of my favorite tricks, lines prediction. I think this is very cool, clever idea. So now it's first, I know this, so I go to spectator's phone, I tap here my link, and at this moment, as you remember, I ask, do you have ChatGPT? And he says, no, I don't have. I have on a browser. I say, okay, let's go to browser and type here ChatGPT. Great. Now we have all set up. Now I do this, paste it here, send, and we're ready to perform the trick. Now I say, can you guess what was the Boris card? And as you can see, he says a strange feeling suddenly comes to my mind, blah blah blah. It's a red card, this is not a picture card. But he doesn't say the exact card. Now I say, okay. Okay, but can you tell us exact card? And now he says, look at the first letters of each line of my previous message. And the spectator looks here, and he see ace of hearts, and he just explodes at this moment. So this is how you really do a real trick. This trick I actually recommend you to perform because it's really strong actually. But there are some things that I should explain you before you start showing this. Let's see.